All right, crew. Welcome back to the Forge Kitchen. Today, we tackle the Obsidian Kernels, fresh from the volcanic vents of the Ashfall Peaks. The air here still smells of sulfur and distant metallic heat, a lingering trace from our last expedition, a constant reminder of the portal's raw power. I gingerly scoop the stone-like grains onto my ancient griddle, the cold obsidian a strange contrast to the warmth radiating from the heated stone. The volcanic butter, shimmering like liquid gold, sizzles and melts around them, releasing a faint, earthy aroma, almost like roasted minerals and something deeper, like cooled magma. I watch the kernels pop, tiny explosions of dark matter, each one a miniature geological event. I take a test nibble of a partially cooked kernel, just a small one. An odd, almost imperceptible hardening sensation spreads through my front teeth. It feels like they're solidifying, becoming rigid. I hesitate, my spatula hovering over the griddle. Leela, ever focused on her analog instruments, taps her barometer. "Abe," she mutters, her voice calm but precise. "My geological stress gauges are showing an anomalous increase in localized material density, specifically around your oral cavity." "My oral cavity? Already?" I run my tongue over my incisors. They feel denser, unyielding, like polished stone. This isn't just a taste effect, it's a structural change, a physical transformation. What do you think, team? Is this a purification step or a new curse entirely? The second batch of obsidian corn cooks faster now, crew. A sharp, almost metallic scent rises from the pot, replacing the earthy sweetness from before. The kernels pop with a faint, metallic clink, rather than a soft burst, a sound like tiny stones shifting. I reach for my favorite antique silver spoon, its delicate filigree, a familiar comfort in my hand. I try to cut a single cooked kernel, expecting the usual tender resistance. But it holds firm, unyielding beneath the spoon's edge. A tiny, almost invisible scratch appears on the spoon's surface instead, a bright line against the tarnished silver. That felt wrong. The corn is hardening, not softening, transforming into something else entirely. Leela, across the table, adjusts her magnifying glass over a clay tablet, her breath fogging the lens slightly. She traces a finger along a faint, tooth-like impression, her brow furrowed in deep concentration. "The calcification rate is accelerating, Abe," she announces, her voice calm but precise. "The microfractures in this test material are indicative of extreme localized pressure." I nod slowly, my gaze still fixed on the unyielding kernel and the damaged spoon. My own teeth. I chew on the thought, a strange awareness settling in my jaw, a subtle ache. Are they getting too good at this, crew? The idea is unsettling, a new kind of edge to my cursed taste blindness. The air around us feels denser, almost mineral-rich, like dust from an ancient quarry. All right, crew, Abe here, and today we're diving into something truly wild from the portal. A corn cob that smells like pure distilled sunshine, and something else. My taste buds are still a void, but my nose is screaming, "Eat me." First, I need to test its effect on me. I grab this thick jungle vine, usually needing a machete to cut, but I'm going to try my teeth. This vine is tough, fibrous, almost like woven steel. I clamp down, expecting resistance, a struggle. Instead, my teeth slice through it like butter. A perfectly clean cut, no effort at all. That felt wrong. My jaw aches, but not from strain, from a strange, deep vibration. Next, this stubborn nut. It's hard as rock, usually needing my sturdy mortar and pestle. I hold it up, open my mouth, and bite down. My jaw feels like a vice, a sudden, immense pressure. The nut cracks, not just breaks, but shatters. I look at the mortar and pestle. There's a visible indentation where my teeth hit it. Leela is staring at her hand-cranked seismograph, her eyes wide. "Abe," she says, her voice tight. "The vibrational frequency emanating from your mastication is now registering within the lower end of the crystalline resonance spectrum." I just wanted a snack, not a geological event. What do you guys think? All right, crew, today's challenge isn't just about the ingredient. It's about me. I'm staring into the reflection of this polished copper pot, the metal gleaming under the strange, pulsing light from the portal. My incisors, they have this unnatural, almost pearlescent sheen, a glimmer I've never seen before. It's like polished stone, not enamel. I'm worried I've overcooked them, somehow, from the last purification. I grab my family recipe notes, the thick, aged parchment crackling softly in my hands, hoping for a forgotten countermeasure. My fingers trace the ancient script, searching for any clue, but my teeth feel so incredibly hard, dense. I press my jaw, thinking, a slight hesitation, and accidentally leave a faint, distinct tooth mark on the thick, fibrous paper. A tooth mark on parchment. That felt wrong. Leela, ever observant, her thermal imaging lens humming softly, points directly at my mouth. "Thermal conductivity of your enamel has drastically decreased, Abe," she states, her voice calm and precise. "It's behaving like a highly insulated, dense mineral." I grimace, the reality sinking in. This isn't just a culinary puzzle anymore. This is a transformation. The air in this ancient kitchen feels colder, somehow, despite the warmth from the portal's lingering energy. My mouth feels alien, heavy. How do we even begin to taste the next ingredient if my own teeth are turning into something else entirely? All right, crew. Abe the cursed chef is back, and this batch is interesting. I'm stirring the purification stew, a thick, dark liquid that smells like ozone and damp earth after a lightning strike. It's from that last portal, the one that looked like a shattered obsidian mirror. My heavy cast iron skillet scrapes the bottom, a familiar sound, but then my teeth clink hard against the rim. I brace for a chip, maybe a cracked tooth, but instead, a tiny fleck of dark iron breaks off my skillet. My jaw aches, not from pain, but from the sheer, unexpected force. I stare at the small metallic shard in my hand, then at the tiny divot in the pan. That felt wrong. Leela, ever the scientist, slides a spring scale with a jaw clamp towards me. "Your bite force, Abe," she says, her voice calm but with a hint of awe, now exceeds that of most known terrestrial apex predators. I just wanted a snack. I grab a piece of my usual beef jerky, tough and chewy, my go-to comfort food. I bite down, expecting resistance, but it feels like soft clay between two rocks, losing all texture instantly. It's like chewing air, but with a strange, gritty residue. I spit it out, the taste completely gone, replaced by a dull, metallic tang. This isn't right. What just happened to my mouth? All right, crew, welcome back to the Void Kitchen. Today, we tackle the obsidian corn, pulled fresh from the shimmering rift. The air here still carries that faint, metallic tang from the last portal. A whisper of ozone and something ancient, almost like petrified lightning. I bring a single kernel to my mouth, not for taste, but for its unique texture. My tongue immediately registers a coarse, unyielding grind, like fine volcanic sand between my molars. It feels less like food and more like a geological sample, each chew a tiny abrasion. I try to take a sip of water, but my teeth feel incredibly dense, almost fused into a solid block. My lips struggle to form a proper seal, and a small stream of water dribbles down my chin. that felt wrong, a strange lack of flexibility. I pick up my antique silver fork, intending to prod the corn, but my hand clenches, involuntary and strong. The silver tine bends with a soft snap, a clean, unnatural curve that shouldn't be possible. Leela, examining a microsample of my saliva, calls out, "The pH balance is shifting, Abe, a direct result of the increasing mineral ion exchange from your oral structures." I can almost smell the metallic tang of it now, a sharp, coppery scent blooming in my mouth, a taste I can't quite register, but a smell that's undeniable. My jaw feels heavier, denser, like solid rock. What do you think, team? Is this just a phase, or are we turning into a walking mineral deposit? All right, crew, another day, another impossible ingredient from the shimmering maw. This time, the air itself hums with a faint metallic tang, like 1,000 tiny bells ringing in a cavern of pure quartz. I'm standing over a slab of what looks like solidified starlight, pulsing with an inner glow. My task? To extract the core, a shard of pure light, without shattering its delicate balance. I pick up my obsidian cleaver, its edge honed to molecular precision. The surface of the starlight feels cool, almost slick, under my gloved fingertips. I hesitate, remembering the last ingredient's unpredictable tremor. I line up the cleaver, aiming for the faint seam running through the crystal. With a practiced, steady hand, I bring the blade down. It doesn't cut, it rings. A high, clear note vibrates through my arm, echoing in my jaw. My teeth feel undeniably different now, a slight, almost translucent grayish hue. The texture is unnervingly smooth, like polished stone. I try to scrape them with a small, specialized dental tool from my kit, but it merely skates across the surface, leaving no mark. A persistent, dull ache throbs in my jaw from the sheer density. Leela, using her hand-cranked X-ray device, looks up with wide eyes. "Abe," she whispers, her voice tight, "the crystalline lattice structure of your dentin and enamel is now virtually indistinguishable from that of true diamond." I swallow hard, the ache intensifying, a strange, gritty sensation in my throat. Did anyone else feel that resonance when I struck the crystal? My jaw feels stiff, almost locked in its new, unyielding state. The sensation is alien, like a foreign material has fused with bone. I pull out a small emery board, the kind used for fine metalwork, and bring it to my front tooth. I press down, trying to file away the unnatural hardness, a desperate, focused effort. The board grinds immediately, not against my tooth, but against itself. A fine gray dust puffs into the air, smelling faintly of burnt stone, acrid and sharp. Tiny sparks, like miniature stars, fly from the contact point as the board disintegrates into nothing. My teeth remain untouched, their surface unyielding, impossibly smooth and cold. The realization settles, cold and sharp, that this transformation feels absolute. It is a permanent change, etched into my very being, beyond any simple reversal. Leela, ever diligent, meticulously documenting every sound wave, adjusts the brass horn of her old phonograph. She leans closer, her brow furrowed in concentration, her ear pressed to the listening tube. "Abe," she states, her voice calm but precise, "the resonant frequency of your teeth is now generating a distinct, high-pitched hum." She gestures to the needle on the wax cylinder, vibrating rapidly. It's audible only through specific acoustic amplification. I feel the subtle vibration deep in my jaw, a constant, low thrumming beneath my skin, a new kind of data. What other hidden effects are these ingredients creating within me, beyond what we can see or hear? All right, crew, This is a new kind of challenge for Abe the Cursed Chef. My mouth feels like a vault, every soft bite turning to paste. So I'm trying a different approach. The air in this forgotten chamber smells like old parchment and something metallic, almost like dried blood, clinging to these ancient dried herbs. I pick up a handful, their brittle stems crumbling easily in my fingers. My teeth, now harder than any diamond, are my only tools for this counter recipe. I press them together, carefully grinding the herbs into a fine, fragrant powder. The scent is earthy, like deep roots and something sharp, almost electric. But as I work, a low, sharp hum starts in my jaw, vibrating through my skull. It's not painful yet, but it's a strange, unsettling resonance. My lips struggle to form words around the unyielding density in my mouth, making my speech feel thick, slightly slurred. I hesitate, the vibration intensifying with each grind. Leela, tapping her abacus with a worried frown, states, "Your physiological data, Abe, indicates extreme systemic stress from the unparalleled density within your oral cavity. This is beyond the scope of natural adaptation." This hum is new. What do you think this vibration means for the next step, crew? All right, crew, Abe here, and today we're facing a monumental challenge, literally. We're deep inside what feels like a forgotten civilization. Golden light pouring from unseen vents, illuminating walls carved with strange, flowing symbols. The air carries the scent of ancient dust and something else, a faint, sweet mineral tang, like petrified honey. My jaw feels transformed. Each word I speak now rumbles, a low, gravelly sound that vibrates through my chest. My teeth, once bone, now gleam with the alien brilliance of pure diamond, catching every golden ray. They're beautiful, yes, but they mean no more solid food for me. Only nutrient-rich liquids now. This isn't a curse, it's a new kind of strength. I grab this raw slab of granite, heavy and unyielding. My fingers trace its rough, cold surface. We need a new tool, something with impossible sharpness for the ingredients from the last portal. I bring the granite to my mouth, a strange, powerful urge guiding my new jaw. A deep, resonant grind echoes through the chamber, a sound of stone meeting something even harder. Fine, gray dust rains down, smelling sharp and earthy like freshly broken rock. My jaw works with a focused intensity, a new kind of precision. I hesitate for a moment, feeling the resistance, then push harder. The granite gives way, slowly, shaping itself under the relentless pressure. A thin, perfectly sharp edge emerges, glinting in the golden light. This new blade, it's ready. Are you ready for what we'll cut with it, crew?